Today is Wednesday, November 10th, and it's National Vanilla Cupcake Day. So go get your cupcake in the best flavor ever. MTV starts now. My name is Addison, and here are your announcements. Yearbooks are now on sale for this school year. You can go to balfour.com to pre-order. The cost is $65.
Hey Center Hill, I have a surprise for y'all today. This big, huge briefcase that I'm going to go through with y'all. Now before y'all get bored, hold on, it's actually interesting. This briefcase was written by my grandmother and my grandfather back in the 80s. My grandfather actually was diagnosed with DID, also known as dissociative identity disorder, which if you don't know what that is, well, you might know about the former name, multiple personality disorder. But that is no longer an appropriate name because after further research, it doesn't really describe what the disorder really is. But on the basis level, it causes breakdown of identity and consciousness and extreme memory lapse. But because of the fact that they're developing one or more alternative personalities. Now, each of these different personalities are very distinct. They're going to have different ways of speech, different handwritings, different mental processes, different music preferences. Sometimes they even have different people that they hate and have crushes on. They're going to have different pronouns, gender identity, different memories, and different stories to tell about what they've been through. It might be helpful to think about the patient with the idea as being a part of some sort of system. The main personality, called the host, is the original person, the person with the actual disorder. But everyone else is just an alternative personality, also called alters. Now, building off the system idea, here's an example. So, one of the alters, while present, was able to draw up a diagram sort of explaining to my grandmother and my dad about what it was like to have all these alters. So basically, and it describes it over here, but basically, think about the host being on top. He's the main one. He's the one that has the most control over everything. And it's in the middle of this one, but just think about it kind of on top. Underneath the host, there's these ones that are on the outer circle, the ones that he can't control, he can't feel coming, and they have the most struggle controlling and have the biggest memory lapse and biggest memory gaps throughout the day when they're present. And then inside of this circle, there are ones that he can feel coming or he can kind of control at least a little bit. But again, he can't really control them too terribly well. That's just for any alter. And then there are some in here that he doesn't ever feel, he doesn't ever see them, they never surface. Now I know that might be confusing. How do they know that they're there if they never even surface? Well, that's because alters are typically self-aware that they're alters, and they can mentally interact with each other. Now that might sound crazy. How they interact with each other? Well, they just kind of visualize it, and it just kind of happens for them. For example, this was drawn by one of the alters. This is a drawing of my grandfather and an alter named Little Boy. He was a child's alter and he had the most memories of early childhood trauma that he experienced. Of course, Bob could never draw this, but the alters could, because they're self-aware. So alters can mentally interact with each other, meaning that sometimes they can hate each other. And even in more rare cases, this has only happened a few times, alters can fall in love with each other. Now, building off the system thing, a common type of alter that is diagnosed is a child alter, also known as a little. These often are due to early childhood trauma. They have the most memory of it and the most childish of the group. They may act real childish, but they may be scared and hurt, or they may be very playful, talkative, and just wanting to play games with everybody. But these alters were created because of earlyhood trauma. So they held the most memory over it compared to the host. So it's a form of protection for them. These alters will explain that they're just trying to protect the host. They'll say that they're not strong enough to deal with the trauma yet. Some of the alters may become violent, but it's just out of a distorted view of the world. They're trying to protect themselves, the host, and the body. That's the sad part about this, they're often criminalized or portrayed as evil on social media and movies and shows as a plot device. But that's not how it is. These people are victims of, oftentimes, of extreme trauma. For example, all throughout the case, there was cards written by my grandfather to my grandmother. There was pictures of them. There were stories of them. My grandfather was a great man. These people aren't the villains. Most of the time, they're victims. And I read some of my grandmother's writing. She described as marrying my grandfather as not only having a lover, but a whole bunch of friends and one crazy adventure.
Seniors, make sure you're paying your senior dues. The cost is $40 and you can pay through RoboPay. Seniors, make sure you're checking your school emails for important information about senior ads and baby pictures. Here's your lunch menu and weather. Have a good birthday and go enjoy some vanilla cupcakes. Please check the school website for more announcements, scholarship opportunities, and upcoming events. That was your session now, and here's your quote of the day. Thank you is the best prayer that anyone could say. I say that one a lot. Thank you expresses extreme gratitude, humility, and understanding. Alice Walker. Make sure you like, subscribe, and go follow us on Twitter. Have a great day, Centennial. Stay safe.